Okay, here's a video on how I did my sound editing on my 1982 Corvette C3 Collector's Edition. I'm doing a full interior restoration on it. All of this is brand new, including the switches, leather, shift boot, lens, bezel, ashtray, new HVAC unit, new custom car stereo radio, and new bezel up here. I've got new door panels from Corvette America, Top Fly Automotive, and I have new seats on the way. I have a new carpet from ACC Custom Carpets. Lots going into this restoration. But anyways, I wanted to show you guys how I did this. There's a lot of posts on Facebook forums and website Corvette forums and whatnot, but I wanted to make a video on how it's done for anybody that hasn't done it before. This is my second time doing a sound deadening on a vehicle or heat insulation on a vehicle. I did one on my Tahoe, and now I just finished this a couple days ago on my Corvette. The materials that I used, the first layer being Kilmat. This is a rubber butyl material, 80 millimeters thick. You can see it's that adhesive rubber lined with foil. This is mainly for sound deadening, but it also has, of course, heat insulation properties. My second material, second layer that I used is Noiko red 150 mil thick heat foam, closed cell foam insulation. This is has an adhesive backing there, and it is a closed cell foam. My third material I used, third layer, I did not put in a lot of places, but this is a generic Chinese brand. I believe it's 400 millimeters thick. It's closed cell foam lined with foil. This is some cheaper stuff. I just put it in some areas that could really use it. So, if you want to do this yourself, I'm going to give you a warning. If you want to do it to this level, it's going to cost you almost $400 in material and an insane amount of labor hours. When you pull your carpet, what you're going to see is some stock OEM jute padding. You're just going to throw that away. You're not going to use it. You're going to take it out and you're going to replace it with this much better stuff. Once you take that out, what you're going to want to do, I started with the trunk back here. You're going to clean it with a diluted degreaser. Well, you're going to want to vacuum it first. Then clean it with a diluted degreaser. And then you're going to use a isopropyl alcohol as a final wipe. You're going to want to get the actual surface of the floor like this. You're going to want to get it very clean. Then you can start applying that Kilmat or other brand rubber butyl first. Here I did 2 layers of it. All right, so 2 layers of rubber butyl went down for this entire rear area, all over the fender wells, on the sides, on the bottom, on the back of the trunk is 2 layers of that rubber butyl material. Then I put 1 layer of Noiko red foam. Again, each have sound deadening, sound insulation, and thermal properties. Put those down. It does take a lot of time, especially to get up in there, and especially to get back in here. Now, one thing I learned this the hard way when I did my first installation on a different vehicle of sound deadening is you don't want to put too much sound deadening in some areas. You have to be cognizant of this, right? For example, everybody knows on these C3s, the side panel that runs along here, if you put the side, if you beef it up with sound deadening, let's say, you know, this is a very hot area of the car, right? Let's say I put, you know, 2 layers of Kilmat, 2 layers of foam, and then I put that super thick foam, this guy right here, I put that on top. Well, guess what? Now when I go to bolt this panel down, it's not going to be able to sit flush. It's going to bow out. It's going to look like crap. I've seen people talking about how they chose to put lots of sound deadening here, and then when they put their carpet in there, guess what? Now it's almost hitting the gas pedal. I've seen people say that before. So you have to be careful you don't put it too much in some areas. Anyways, back in this area, you'll see a stock jute padding. It's very, very thick. So I knew that I could layer it up very thick here. I put some, about 3 or 4 layers of sound deadening in here. What you're seeing, this tape right here is a foil tape that I've used. You can get it from Lowe. It's just a contracting insulation foil. I chose to use that just for a cleaner look. And to be honest, this red foam, or this Noico foam, in some places, it kind of picks up, right? So this this tape keeps it down. So this is definitely an optional step. I've literally lined every single seam with the tape throughout the entire car, and it takes a very long time and about 100 feet of tape. So once you get, once you've cleaned the whole floor pan of the vehicle, start applying it. Keep in mind, this rubber butyl material you're gonna have to roll. You can buy sound deadening rollers, but you're gonna wanna, you really have to roll it in every crack and crevice. That's what takes a long time. Once you're done with that, you can apply the foam. As you can see, I've been stepping on it a lot trying to do the rest of my interior, so it's kind of warped, but this is more what it's going to look like. Keep in mind your holes, right? So these are your seat mount holes. There are some holes that or there's a bolt that retains the carpet right here. There's a drain bolt or drain hole right here. Seat bolts, you know, all that kind of stuff. For the actual seat belt bolt right there. Just keep in mind, guys, you know, to not just go over everything, you know. Cut as you go, so when you go to install the rest of your interior, you're not like, oh my god, you know, where's the hole at? I forgot where it's at, and now you're cutting away all your stuff trying to find the little hole. But anyways, I haven't done the door panels yet. I'll probably throw some below this plastic material eventually. But yeah, this should help with heat reduction. I'm not too worried about noise reduction because I usually always drive with the top off and the windows down. What I'm mainly trying to prevent is the heat coming in. And the main areas that the heat's gonna come in is gonna be through here and through here. You're not always able to put an insane amount of sound deadening here though, like I talked about earlier. If you put the board there, it's gonna warp out. Now if you look under this panel here, under the actual console shift plate, you'll see there's a pretty good amount of room. There's a lot of wires warped in there, pushed in there, but there's a good amount of room. What I did here was put 2 layers of kill mat, maybe looks like just 1 layer of that Noico red foam, and then 1 layer of this thick closed cell Amazon foam, 400 millimeters thick. And again, you know, I taped it all up so it's a clean install. So you can put a pretty good amount of foam in there. You really got to stay cognizant of this. You don't want to clump up in too many areas. When you go to reinstall your interior, it's gonna be a mess. So for this, I do plan on adding some of this foam along the transmission tunnel. I just need to put the panels and mock them up. I know they touch here. The panels, they touch right here, so I'm not gonna be able to put any more here. But I think there's some space to put more sound deadening here, but I just haven't mocked it up yet. But anyways, kind of a long video. I do apologize. I try to keep them quick, as my attention span is pretty short. But just want to make a video on how I did it. It takes a lot of time. It really a lot of time, and a lot more money than I thought it was going to be. But I'm hoping that the end result, once I get to drive it, is going to be good. And hopefully not a lot of heat soaks into the cab. Everything I bought was purchased on Amazon. The kill mat, the Noico foam, the thick Amazon foam, and then this foil you can buy on Amazon as well, the foil tape. I just got it at Lowe's. If you have any questions, shoot a comment. I'd be happy to answer. All right, well, thank you guys. Appreciate it. Thanks for watching.